Hi everyone. Today I am going to review this big bad boy here, the two-handed Grand Falchion from Buhurt Tech. This guy I believe is 14th, 15th century. It has a D-guard on it. Some of them don't. And this is used to help block as well as keep your hand on the weapon, which is really important. It weighs about 5.33 pounds. It's about 48 inches long, and the blade itself from here to here is almost 33 inches long. This also has a good grip at the bottom and a rounded pommel, which is good. This whole thing gives a lot of room to be able to hold it like this and be able to move it around. I've been using this falchion as my main weapon for nearly a year now, and I almost never deviate and use anything else. So with all that experience and talking over 100 fights with this thing, I think I got a pretty good feel on it and a pretty good review coming for this. This, however, is not the original one I bought. That one broke. It had bad welds through the tang because it wasn't actually completely full tang or something like that. And either they had a handful go out bad or they just had a completely bad design. But I never heard the conclusion from that. But either way, it broke. And another one from another teammate also broke. It was a lot like this one, except the pommel was more like a chisel shape. And that was actually kind of dangerous. A couple of my teammates were really nervous that it was going to go through the little eye bars they had and poke them like a hilt would or something. And so I typically didn't pommel strike, like, ever. I would keep my hand right there on the bottom of it as best I could, too, just in case. That was annoying. The D-guard on it, the old one, was also way weaker. I would have to hammer that stupid thing out like every fight or two. Not match, not tournament, every fight. And that got really annoying real quick. I know they're supposed to bend in. It's supposed to give a little bit and you hammer it back out. But you want to last longer than one fight with your weapon. At least the 2 or 3 in a match before you have to fix anything. So that was another breaking point for the old one. So how did it break? Trying to hammer out the D-guard back to its original shape. It snapped right in here, and the weld did not go all the way through, and there was one piece that just wasn't there at all. It was definitely not a complete solid tang all the way down, and so yeah, it failed and snapped. It didn't even take a month to break. It was just a really, really, really bad design. Fortunately, I had a teammate and a good friend who re-welded it and fixed it and just cut off the D-guard completely, which I think I actually ended up preferring more than having this D-guard. But regardless, I was able to use it. So what you're looking at is Buhurt Tech's replacement for me. It is the Grand Daddy Falchion. It weighs almost 6 pounds, and it's about the same length, and it's a little smaller, but you're talking like half an inch on both the handle and pommel area and the blade. One of the updates too is the pommel here. It's now, let's try and show all sides of it, it's rounded. So that way it's not like a chisel going in someone's eye socket, hopefully, and I can actually pommel strike. And I've actually gotten to pommel strike since I've got this replacement. This is the worst the D-guard has gotten. I haven't hammered it out yet at all. So the D-guard is one solid forge now. And it is way heftier. It takes a lot more of a beating. And I mean, you can see some of the chips and stuff from the hits. But again, this is the worst it's got the whole time. The other one would have been clamping in all the way down here onto my hand. I've had my gauntlet stuck on the old one a handful of times before it finally broke and we cut it off. So yeah, this version is way superior to the old version by far. The D-guard's stronger, the pommel's safer. It's just better. So yeah, I highly recommend the Grand Daddy Falchion from Buhurt Tech if you're using this in a lot of melees and stuff. If you're not as active, or you're not doing a serious thing, then the other one should be fine, unless they fixed their design, then it should be fine no matter what. But this Grand Daddy Falchion, the point is that this whole thing is one solid good piece. Their customer service, top notch. Immediately responds all the time. Well, immediately is hard word to say. Very quickly, even on the off hours for where they're located, they still respond pretty quickly. They're really good with it. They've got me this replacement through their guarantee and was offered to even pay to fix the old one until I could get the new one. So that's really cool because not a lot of people do that. And they really look out for their product and the people that they sell to, in my opinion, with the way they handled it. I don't know all their restrictions and everything, so don't take this as word for everything. Always ask them and check and see what they cover and what they guarantee. But that's how it worked for me with the product that failed. They completely took care of me. I had no worries. I didn't have to go without a weapon, and I got to use my beloved Falchion no matter what. So that was pretty good. They are a great supplier, plus Igor knows his stuff really well. So what I mentioned earlier about not having the D-guard and preferring that possibly is just the versatility you get with being able to move your hand through or, grab differently. Sometimes I catch myself getting on it. There's not a giant reason to take your right hand off this weapon, though, honestly. You live and learn, hopefully. So for anybody wondering, the D-guard doesn't really get in the way. And it helps, despite the fact that I have a lot of marks, on here from mostly my gauntlets, and it's starting to wear away. Here, I need to replace it. It really helps to block with this thing compared to trying to block in the strong area of the blade or getting chopped up with your hands. There's just some things with the way I fight, or want to fight at least, where I think I would have more utility without the D-guard, but I'm not sure. The point is, for those of you wondering, the D-guards, it's worth it because it blocks well. And with the Grand Daddy Falchion, you don't have to worry about hammering it out every single fight or two. So all in all, great weapon, great blade. It's huge.
That's what she said.
Go check it out. Go check out their site. Link down below. And hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Do you use a Grand Falchion? Do you hate Grand Falchions? What about D-guards? Do you like them? Have you used them before? Let me know down below because you're helping everybody else out with these comments too. So let's talk about it and have a discussion. Until next time.